We back, and this time Bitcoin is actually dumping, and it looks to be rejecting from this purple trend line like we mentioned before, and that is right here, like it did right here, and also here, and now it looks to be doing the same thing, especially with being overheated on the daily stochastic RSI. The reason why it is dumping is because of the S&P 500. As much as the majority of people don't like to hear this, this has an influence on Bitcoin, and if this is going to go down, so is the majority of the markets, including Bitcoin, and this is due to the fear of Trump bringing out reciprocal tariffs. So where is it? US stocks fall to a new low of the day as President Trump prepares auto tariffs, with the S&P down nearly -1% and Nasdaq down -1.7%. And that's just the reality of the game, unfortunately. It is dumping hard. Let's see if it is going to dump lower, because we could see a major correction all the way down to here. I did actually open up a position though today, which I'll tell you guys in just a moment. I opened up a position on Ryujin, although I still think it's risky. It was a small size bet. I think I put $400, $500 at around this price. It did go lower to about 6.2 million market cap, but I'm happy with the entry there because I sold at 11 million market cap. We are still in fear, and if we look at the trending coins for today, Hyperliquid's getting a lot of attention, you know, because apparently Hyperliquid's going to get liquidated, and we're going to go into that sort of news in just a moment as well. Anything else that is going crazy? This jelly thing. It's due to this jelly in Hyperliquid, which is crazy. I don't actually know what's going on, but I think Binance listed jelly after Hyperliquid sold it, and if the short goes to a certain amount, then Hyperliquid get liquidated. It's madness. It's actual madness. Let's actually go over this now. The liquidation. So we could see a pullback to about 82k before going higher. Even then, we may even go lower. It's very uncertain, this market conditions currently, even though we are going to get rate cuts. I think we need to cancel out the noise. It is still a good buying opportunity, and things are likely to go up, but in the short term we don't know what's going to happen. So it's setting up perfectly. Liquidity sweep, lower low, retrace, hardcore dump. If I see this pattern on the total crypto market cap, I will short heavily.
3 trillion, right? We need to see a close above there before it become any bullish. But the ultimate level is the 3.12 trillion, because that's the actual daily high. Now go down to the 4-hour chart. Here's the thing. On the 4-hour, we do have a very cool level here, which is 298, 299 trillion of total market cap. If we get there, I do think that it is going to be a little bit more bullish, but I'm going to sit out. I'm not going to short, I'm not going to long, because if we get into between these two levels, between the 3.12 trillion and the 2.99, I think there will be an uncharted territory. Like, we need to see what happens. I don't know what will happen then, because we close above on the 4-hour, which actually caused the daily close below as well. But then we don't really break the daily high, so that's kind of something we're going to discuss then. But ultimately, I do think what is going to happen is that we already did come into this zone here. And in this zone somewhere, we are going to reject. I did not really know when are we going to reject. If I really want to be very precise, this is the order block. Order block is a block of orders that cause the massive rejection any point in the chart. And this is that point. It's not even up there. This level here. And if I want to be very precise, is this. This is the exact level that caused. Look at this. Like, this is where, look at these massive candles. This is where it really started. It started here, right? So you can actually pull this out, because it started here. You had a run up and then bam, like a massive sell-off. This was a retrace to the OB, and then from there, just a sell-off. So this level here, about the 2.88-ish trillion, is a very strong level. Very strong level. And guess what happens? We accumulate below that level. If you accumulate below a supply zone, that means that you're gonna get an AMD, which is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So here's how it goes. If you have an accumulation below a bearish order block, which is this is a bearish order block. Why? Because you have a massive dump here from that level and a slow retrace, elevator down, stairs up. When you have that, Usually what happens is an AMD, which is a very simple market making technique. How does it work? You accumulate, you manipulate, manipulation meaning trapping retail. Trapping people thinking, it's a breakout from the veg. Gonna retest the veg and then moon. Like that's what people gonna tell you. I'll tell you why it can happen, but bear with me here. Manipulation, then you have initiation. Initiation means that you create a lower low after taking this high out. And after initiation, you have a retest. The last opportunity to take the short and sell. If we're lucky, we get a retest and then dump. What happened here? Look at this. Look what happened here. This is the bearish order block. What happens? Comes down, crawls back up. Here's the accumulation. Little bit of accumulation. Manipulation. Initiation. Retest. Dump. So what I'm telling you now is that this is the same thing that is going to happen. Here's how. If you go down onto the 15-minute and you even add a session indicator. So what most likely will happen, in my opinion, is the following. If you look at this, very simple. We literally just touched onto this OB. We touched onto here. And what happens? Manipulation right into the OB. Initiation, retest, dump, retest, dump. This can happen. The only reason why I don't think it's going to happen, because I do think that the proof is in the pudding at the United States of America. So guess what happens? Well, it turns out that the double top here, both retests, have been formed on a US session. So what happens is it happens both New York session on the US session. And because I do think that the shit show is going to go down in the States because everything is dependent on Trump and the tariffs and all that shit, I do think we are going to get this liquidity liquidated. I do think that we're going to get the burgers liquidated. So what I think is going to happen is what I drafted here. First of all, I was short here because this is the second rejection here. Retest rejection, I was like, okay, fine, I'm short. And I'm still shorting. Like I'm still in the short. I just reduced my position because then I realized that this is 2 New York high, which is probably going to get taken. But then what happens is beautiful. Retest again, we go lower. And then at some point, in the middle of nothing, Asia reverses. Eureka! For what? Why is Asia reversing? Like there is no, like there is zero reason for Asia. There is no news. There is no volume. So what is this? It's a trap. Anyway, so what I do think is going to happen is that we're going to trap an Asia reversal. I do think that's just a liquidity inducement. I think what's happening here is that a lot of people are like, oh my God, we're reversing. I put my stop loss here and here and here and here and here and here and here, which by the way gives out a perfect fucking trend line. And this thing is going to get nuked. And this is what I think is going to happen. So I do think that this here is a trap reversal on Asia. We have a liquidity sweep that should happen. We should liquidate New York, possibly a New York Open. Like I would not be very surprised if I see this. This can go for some time. Like let's be very clear on this. This can go for some time. Okay? And then there will be a reversal. I do think it will happen fast, but I'm not a fortune teller. So I just know that at some point we are going to liquidate and then we're going to have a reversal. That's going to be the initiation after the manipulation. Here I'm opening a short. If we retrace, we're probably going to retrace like this. I'm adding to my short and then just short the shit out of this until we go to like, we go lower. So like probably new low, 244. But definitely shorting it until like 2.7, 2.6, like another 7% in total, probably like 15% of most tokens.
Yo, that ain't good, bro. That does not sound good at all. Are you prepared for that? Holy, tomorrow will be fun for Nacho, who's ready for gate. I actually got a gate listing, which is mad. Meme coins and they're preparing, they're getting the listings ready for a bull run, which hopefully should be coming soon. I've rotated some coins that pumped yesterday into Hoppy last night, trading very cleanly, can clearly see ranges within the range. Target is the green box for risk off into my chosen meme basket. It could all crash though, very easily. Keeping an eye on either of these playing out. BTC not properly broken out yet, still ranging, so can't rule it out. Yeah, we could go to either of them. I don't think we'll form new lows. It is obviously a possibility, but an unlikely one. I think maybe we retest here, or we're going to go all the way back down to 85k. And you guys can't stop selling for one day. Now is the time to pay attention. Parabolic moves are loading. Have a feeling Casper is about to send from here. Down. In a world in a recession, I say yes, and I have been doing my best to warn people since I wrote in 2012 Is it too late to learn and make changes? No, but time is on your side and time is always an asset to you. In my previous, I compared FOMO, the fear of missing out, to FOAM, the fear of making mistakes, a fear taught in schools. The good news is YouTube offers for free access to some of the smartest brains, but also brains of common con men and con women. Some talking their book using clickbait to suck suckers in. Investing your free time into studying the lessons taught by real or fake teachers on YouTube just might be the smartest thing you could do. It might be your best investment, and even better fact is the best and worst education is free. The facts are the world is in a recession. The facts are inflation is going up and so is unemployment. The most important question is, what are you going to do about the recession? Will this recession make you richer or poorer? The choice is yours, and your choice of education can be free. Take care and make this recession the best thing that has ever happened to you. You and only you have that power. Good luck. That's madness. And I think we are in a recession. I think we're getting something similar to COVID. And a lot of people will make it out of the trenches. The majority won't, of course, because they don't understand where the world's going. But you could be that person who makes it. A great contribution, new tools, more education. Keep it going for Casper community. I want to share something that I've been working on. Still in beta, but I've procrastinated enough and I'm tired of constantly finding reasons not to share it with the community. It's time to just full send, and hopefully feedback will shape its future. Premise is simple. I wanted one hub for everything related to Casper nodes. Flippin' heck, he's wrote a lot. Okay. I'm buying Cas nodes entirely in my spare time, so progress may be slow. If you feel strongly about this project's potential and would like to support its development, any form of donation would be appreciated. But allow your donations, man. I gotta get rich myself. Once retail interest returns, ETH will explode. Stay focused. Damn, we've actually had interest at that high. It needs to get to that level again. Brett on ETH is broken out. Look at these small caps on Ethereum are gonna go crazy. The Hyperliquid provider Vault has been attacked by a trader and is now facing minus 8.4 million in unrealized losses on a Jelly short position. They're trying to liquidate Hyperliquid. That is mad. That's a huge loss. Hope they recover soon. Damn, man. The Bitcoin bottom is already in. Short-term holders have capitulated. Just one bullish catalyst will send the price skyrocketing back to 100k. That's what you want. Short-term holders getting wrecked. Federal Reserve reported a minus 77 billion operating loss in 2024, building on a 114 billion loss in 23. Since quarter 4 of 2022, cumulative operating losses have reached a massive 224 billion. This comes as the central bank have paid off billions in interest to commercial banks and money market funds. On the other hand, the interest income coming from treasuries and mortgage-backed securities has declined as the Fed has shrunk its balance sheet. Meanwhile, the Fed's cumulative unrealized losses on these assets jumped 112 billion in 2024 to 1 trill as yields surged in the previous quarter. The Fed is losing money. A hell of a lot of money. President Trump signed executive order enabling the US Treasury to modernize its payment system to reduce fraud, waste and abuse. What is the new payment system?
I have an executive order for your attention relating actually to government payments. Historically, checks issued by the Treasury are, I believe, 14 times more likely to become the subject of fraud than electronic transfer payments. This is an executive order that's going to push the Treasury Department to modernize its payment system to ensure that where possible they're using electronic methods of payment as opposed to paper checks in order to reduce waste, fraud, and abuse in the government, which is obviously an endeavor that we've been pursuing in numerous aspects of government under your leadership.
It's basically modernization of equipment and methods, and it's something that really I think he's going to be a great Secretary of the Treasury wanted, Scott, and so we're doing this, and we have other modernization programs going on. We could let somebody else, whoever's next, whoever that may be, do it, but it's something that should have been done 25, 30 years ago.
He loves signing, bruh. He loves signing. Nacho, what a cute cat, man. Sol's still holding above the red trend line, which is doing its job for now. Staying above keeps the momentum alive and the bullish narrative intact. Lose it and things could cool off quickly. The line's not just technical, it's psychological too. How long is it going to stay above that though? And let me see the price right now, because it was $139 before. If we look at Solana's price now, 139.80, so we are still above it. As long as we stay above it, we're looking okay. BTC is highly likely to retest this right here at about 84k. Yep, I do see it happening. So we likely the wave 4 has bottomed, but we still need wave 5 to confirm it. Until then, the pattern remains fragile. Next resistance 273 and 285. Support for wave 2 will follow once wave 1 tops out. I would like it around this region here. I got too complacent before. I didn't actually add or get anything from my SUI position. Once Bitcoin is worth 88k today, let's say your yearly salary is 8k, you buy half a Bitcoin for 44k, 10 years from now, it's worth 5 mil. You just bought 62.5 years of the salary for 44k. I don't know about that. That's silly, bro. No way. Ethereum is the least profitable it has been in a long time. ETH burns trending to 0. ETH maxis, what do you think of this? Damn. BTC 1 day. It was a fun 2-day bull run whilst it lasted, but I've warned that this move is not bullish. Bearish price action, overbought stochastic at weekly resistance, ultimately a breakdown and a bearish retest, patiently waiting for 80k and lower. The market sentiment is so mad. They all have different opinions right now. In order to get really rich in crypto, you almost 100% have to make a series of moves 95% disagree with and do not see coming. No one ever made the big buck here doing anything even slightly agreed upon. If people aren't saying what you're doing, you ain't getting rich. It's true, man. Majority of the time, the people who make it are doing things that the others aren't. So maybe because everyone does think it is going lower, if you buy at this point in time, it could be a good buy. Then again, I still think we're going lower. If I do not get the 7th exact day in a row, and they for the first time invalidate my codes, I expect them to go 28, 29th solar eclipse, and then drop, but in that case only to 83, 84 CME gap. That is way more bullish case for us and way better that we do not have that drop before mentioned. So pray they invalidate my 24th March date would be better for us. I think we will know by tomorrow. Yeah. Know by GDP numbers and PC inflation numbers. Hopefully they don't drop it that hard. 84k would be nice. The biggest BTC short squeeze begins tomorrow. Next target is 350k. 350k, brother. Is this guy AI? I love this chart. That's beautiful. If you love XRP at $2.50, post the SEC case being dropped, you are really going to love it at 50 cents. Bitcoin bears are delusional. The dump to 76k was just a bullish retest. I hope so. 8 out of 10 BTC on-chain signals are now bearish. The Bitcoin bull score chart has historically signaled shifts from bull markets to bear markets and vice versa. I'm watching how this indicator develops closely. That's bad, man. Holy moly. That is bad. The great wealth transfer is coming. Gold. Give me the gold. They are ready to buy our bags. Good. Sideline capital has never been higher. There are now 31 billion of stables sitting on the sidelines on Binance. They are ready to buy our bags. Good. The market will rise from here. Be patient. Yeah, but how low is it gonna go? That actually looks like a beautiful chart formation the way he's drawn it on though. Fidelity bought 60 mil worth of Bitcoin. Trump tariffs are set for April 2nd are very fair. Bitcoin, there are 2 weekly cycles left, 3, 4 and 5. I added the count for you below. The first step is believing. There is no other way for you to hope to stay on the trend here. Otherwise, you have to believe it's going higher. If not, I feel like it's noise, man. I feel like it's noise. He's fully out of the market because people think it's going low. Too many think it's going lower though. I think anyway. It's Hyperliquid garbage. Is this going a lot lower as well? It's recovered. Flipping heck, that was a good time to buy. $13.51. There's no way they go bankrupt, right? This has to be the bottom. This has to be Hyperliquid's bottom. It can't go much lower, can it? How much has this gone up by? So like 3x. Yeah, it's cool enough. It's only a bit of noise. It's only a bit of news. Nothing to worry about. I feel like, and I hope, we're still going higher.